The Democratic candidates essentially agree on all of the same things, give or take some changes here or there. Each candidate has to spice things up by trying to create a unique but relatable persona. There are some candidates in the Democratic Party who have seen airtime, but they arguably aren't the most popular. What are their angles? I'm going to dedicate this video to Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg likes to come across as your friendly fellow military hero. He's young, middle class, and he sought to serve his time abroad. He's also worked in low-level government, and now he wants to take on the White House, infusing youth and military experience into the highest position of the land. Although you probably don't think of him as being as extreme as Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, he is. Just read his official policy plans on his website. Pete Buttigieg, the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, likes to appeal to Christians. He's an Episcopalian, and he thinks he can get Christians on his side by convincing them that they probably are not really abiding by the Bible if they have voted Republican.
You also spend a fair amount of time talking about your faith.
Yes.
Why?
Well, it's important to me. And I think it's also important that we stop seeing religion used as a kind of cudgel, as if God belonged to a political party. And if he did, I can't imagine it would be the one that sent the current president into the White House.
So Pete, would God be in favor of a party that supports illegal immigration, allowing people who claim to be parents but could be sex traffickers to take a hold of children? Also, the illegal immigrants that have entered the U.S. and have been captured aren't held in cages. But the Democrats are the ones in Congress who didn't want to supply more beds to the immigration detention centers. Didn't Pete say, whoever oppresses the poor taunts their maker? The gangs in the United States, which some illegal immigrants are part of, are oppressing the poorest and most vulnerable in America. They bring in illegal weapons, and among those are the assault weapons that Pete wants banned. And they deal dangerous drugs like cocaine, meth, and ecstasy, which can lead to addiction and crime, which would be possible through Pete's weak policy stances. And what about the unborn? He's a strong defender of abortion, while the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill."
You know, there's a lot of parts of the Bible that talk about how life begins with breath. And so even that is something that we can interpret differently.
Not only does Pete's life evidence one that doesn't seek to fully live up to the standards of the Bible, but his tweets show that maybe he's not really reading the Bible at all. He put a tweet out on Christmas that referred to Christ being born into the world as a poor refugee. Yet, wasn't Jesus born in Bethlehem in the city of David because his legal earthly father had to register for a tax census in the town he was originally from? One other group that Pete has tried to pander to is the African American community, and it hasn't gone well for him. He released a plan to help the black community called the Douglas Plan, but he made some odd blunders along the way, like using a stock photo of a woman in Kenya, and also claiming he had a list of 400 South Carolina voters that had said they supported his plan, while in all reality, about half of them were white. And about 3 of the key supporters were alarmed to find out about the endorsement of Pete Buttigieg's plan, because of the wording or because they hadn't actually come out and endorsed the plan. And yesterday in Iowa, protesters interrupted his campaign event, yelling anti-poor, anti-black, and Black Lives Matter. They were criticizing his record concerning homelessness and housing. Take a look. Pete Buttigieg will be at the debate tomorrow, but for how much longer will we see him? Will he be the nominee, or will we lose him in the weeks to come like we lost Cory Booker? I'm Abagail Hamman for Rebel News. Like and subscribe to never miss a video.